The culture here is pretty, Nazareth is pretty Arab without any Israeli Jewish influences. I am Christian. Yeah, in the Middle East, throughout the history, we're not new here. Christians has existed here since Christ, and some of the Arabs, well, minority, but some of the Arabs are Christians. There's no rules about Christian food, but there is culture. I'll tell you something. You wouldn't find any Christians in Nazareth who eat pork all the time. You'll find them, they eat it, they don't care, but they don't bring it and cook with it in houses, and it's not, we didn't have that. Because I guess the culture, it's new, and when the Russian came at the 90s, so it's relatively new, us dealing with pigs. And Malia and Tarshiha, home cook, they use pigs. We do not. But now it's different a little bit. Nowadays, for the past 2-3 years, the lamb cost is really high. So I'm finding more and more families, Christian families, that traditionally sat at Saturdays and have barbecue. We do have that a lot, shish kebab and stuff like that. And for a normal family, it's becoming costly, So they are using more and more pigs and which is cheap over here, and it's getting in the menu more and more. Habibi, bye bye. We started to talk about traditions. Okay, we used to eat wild food. Now, a lot of wild food now we cannot take from the wild because it's protected. So we can't eat a lot of our food. See, I get it. You need to protect it, but a lot of our diet and our dishes is going and because nobody's it's not nobody eats it anymore and stuff. I think 2-3 generations and it will be over. Well, I asked my grandma about that. We use a lot of stuff that nobody would get, that we use it from the earth, and the explanation was during the First World War and stuff like that, people didn't have anything to eat, so they went up to the hills and started looking for stuff to eat. And the rule was, whatever the cow don't eat, we eat. That's interesting. And we use a lot of stuff that we don't grow. It grows alone. A lot of wild food, we use it. And now we can't use it. But to think that in this quarter, I am the only traditional restaurant in the mid-center of Nazareth, it's really that's why I opened, when I said I open a restaurant, I said, okay, traditional restaurant. And it's really tough to find now. Traditional, I'm not talking about homemade, home cooking. I'm talking about more delicatessen and stuff like that, but still traditional. We have a special taste, and it's really strong. Arabs cannot. It's not easy for an Arab to. Well, listen. We can't really appreciate an average Arab cannot appreciate French food as it is. Small portions with a lot of subtleties in the taste that you can understand when you're eating. Our food is really strong. The flavors are really strong. The garlic, the lemon, the everything we put in is really, it's like fighting inside your mouth. It's really strong. So I cannot. I need to take time, like a month or so, to eat European food until a little bit, so I could feel because all the lemon just ruined our, I guess. But and we also have another way of thinking about food. Listen, for example, a French would eat like 5 courses, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Through all. Us, we are different, but because of the culture is different. The culture says, eyes eat before mouth. So you have all the table should be full of colors and full of salads and vegetables and everything like this, and you stay, and now you're alright. So you start eating like this. A lot would. It's another idea. It's like an architecture. The idea of a house is different than a European house, and that's why it looks different. So you have everything, and you start eating a bit by bit, and you drink arak, and it's like ouzo raki, but it's ours from grapes. Well, arak is like it tastes like the French, well, like sambuca or something like that, but less sweet. Okay, it's an alcoholic beverage, and it comes like 50% alcohol or 60% alcohol. It's really high, and with that kind of alcohol, you need to eat a lot. So you can't find anybody sitting in the bar and ordering one Arab. It doesn't happen that way. You put a bottle, you need a full table. So we have thing that we call maza, which is no course. It's just a little bit portions of a lot of stuff, and we call maza. And maza, it's like to eat for a long period of time, for a while. And it's like starters, something like starters. So we have maza, and then we have a meal, the course itself. But when you deal with people who drink and eat, there's certain stuff that you do or you don't do. So it's like if you give him hummus. So you can't give him hummus with olive oil, because it doesn't go with the Arab. If you certain stuff like that, subtleties like that you understand what goes in the food or what doesn't go in the food, and you need to be from this culture to understand it actually. But it's a whole principle. It's really different than the European one.